Hey loves, welcome back. My name is Chelsea and I'm an inner work mentor, I'm an energy healer, and I'm a psychic channel. And in this video, I want to talk to you about why you might be triggered by hearing the word witch, why it might actually bring up some like cringy feelings, some really weird feelings. You might even feel fearful by it, you might feel anxious by it. It might just be a turnoff for you. And if you've ever wondered why this is, we're gonna go into it today. So in the past, hundreds and thousands of years ago, there were women like us who are very interested in spirituality, but witches were just women who were very connected to nature and to the elements. They were really connected to plants and herbs. They used those things as medicine, and they also used things like energy work to heal and to activate their communities. They used that energy to manifest and to really support their community in this very holistic spiritual way. And they could even make medicines, and you could call them potions, whatever they were, but really these women were just very connected to nature. They were more conscious and they were ready to bring spirituality and energy into their communities, and that was very normal for them. And so these women were extremely powerful. They were powerful healers. They helped people heal, they helped people shift, and they were, because of that, seen as almost a threat to other energies, to darker energies, or even just people in power at that time, and even going into who's in power right now. These women were very powerful within themselves, within individually, and they didn't necessarily support where evolution and humanity was coming into today, with the use of more synthetic medicines and things like that, starting to really judge and hide away this potential for energy healing and more of like the mystical realm of things, because our world has really evolved into this more logistical, science-based things. And so they were very threatened by these people, and others were made to believe that they weren't holding the right intentions, that they were dangerous, that they were evil, things like that. There was a lot of backlash against that from more of the side that didn't support this and didn't want this powerful energy within the world. And so a lot of people were made to believe that they couldn't be trusted, that all of these different things. And so these witches, just these women who were healers and mystics and things like that, they were harmed and they were even killed as well. And so they were done really harmful things, and usually to be removed from their community and from their society, and almost threatened and harmed because of what they were bringing to the world. And this can be in many different ways, especially back in the days. A lot of people were hung, they were like tortured in different ways because of this. And so a lot of them held a lot of fear and anxiety, and a lot of them had to suppress themselves. They had to suppress their natural gifts and abilities and service and purpose. They had to suppress their entire expression, the things that they said and shared, the things that they did, and how they were as a woman in that time, because they held a lot of fear around being almost caught by these other influences, because they were scared that if they lived out their truth, then someone would come to harm them. And so there was a lot of suppression of their expression, of their femininity, of their spiritual gifts. And this is also why women now who are connected to this realm of things in this life, so you may have had a past life, most likely, as some kind of witch, or more so medicine woman, women like that are really connected to nature and wanting to serve people and help people and heal people. And so now in this time, really the modern day witch is like an energy healer, a mystic, someone who's very spiritually connected, a channel, but also other things, especially into healthcare. Women who are, nurses, who are massage therapists, who are physiotherapists, anyone who takes care of these people, herbalists, especially like that. So if in this life you are holding some kind of service like that, you're probably that modern day version of her. And you've had past lives where you were once more in more of that traditional setting. And so now what I often see with people, there's kind of two things that I want to go into here. Number one, a lot of healers nowadays, they tend to have different struggles within different parts of their bodies. And two of the most common spots, I would say, is their throat. So in their throat chakra, as well as in their womb space. And the reason for this is because, again, back in that past life, you may have been really suppressed in your expression. So in your throat, in the way that you could say things, in the way that you could do things, or who you could be, or especially around spirituality. So if you do hold a fear of even going into your spiritual side, starting to explore that side of you, starting to get into energy healing, or, believing in spirituality and all these different things that your heart is really wanting, but there's some kind of block, it can be very common that your throat is actually still holding that trauma and that energy from a past life, from that life where you were very fearful and very threatened in expressing that for yourself. Or maybe you were someone who was hurt or killed in having that expression for yourself. And so now in this life, it feels very triggering. It feels very blocked to even come into that person today because of those reasons and because of the held trauma and the energy between and passed on in those lives that you're still holding. And the other spaces in your womb space as well. This is just a really powerful space and creation space, as well as where a lot of the wisdom is held within women. And a lot of the wisdom in the past, that was, when they tapped into their womb space and started to get together as women, there was a lot of power, there was a lot of wisdom, things like that. And that was also a space that could be hurt in that past life too. And so often we will hold those kinds of energies or traumas within ourselves now because they were never able to be expressed or released or healed in a past life. And so if that's resonating, that can be why as well. And other things too is like, if you struggle now with a fully liberated expression in what you say, in what you do, in who you are authentically, as well as in your spirituality, stepping into that, this can be the reason why, is because in the past it was almost dangerous to do that. And so now you're very, very subconsciously, energetically blocked from that and holding that within your body now. And so if the word witch really triggers you or just makes it a little bit cringy, just know that it might be because energetically you don't want to admit that to the world, because you don't want to be viewed in a certain way, you don't want to be perceived to be threatened in this time, even though now in our modern day nothing like that would ever happen. But still see how that energy can block you from even stepping into that spiritual side that I know you've been feeling the call to step into at this crazy, massive shift within the collective. And so me personally, I don't call myself a witch. I don't really use that unless I'm just playing around and joking, but I always did wonder why it was kind of one of those weird words that had that like energy or activation behind it, and I didn't know why. And for me, this was the reason why. I definitely go as I'm an energy healer, I'm a channel and things like that, but even those identities or labels, they took a little bit to just fully step into and embrace because of that past held trauma. And so if you're resonating with this, I hope this really brought a lot of awakening and awareness to your consciousness around this. And also, if you are feeling this and this is something that you want to help release the energy from so that you can step into this more spiritual or healer version of you, then you can comment below and I would absolutely love to work with you. I have a really cool community group called the Light Collective, and it's really a community of light workers who are coming together because they feel that call to heal and expand within themselves, to help create a new world, to create peace on earth and that new earth. And so I hold calls every single week and you can come and go as you please. It's 55 Canadian dollars, or if that's not financially possible, it's pay what you can. And this is a really amazing space to get into with other women who are really in this realm of things, who feel really called to bring this side of themselves to the world. And so if this is something that you're vibing with, I would absolutely love to have you in. So you can comment below if you want more information on that. But I hope you liked this video. I hope it activated some things in you. I would love to hear your comment on it below. And if you're new to me, please subscribe so that you can see all my other videos. And that's it. I'm sending you so much love.